Hey guys, what's up? Light here. Back again with another video, and today we are going to do kind of like a let's play. We're kind of taking it old school, before I started streaming. And yeah, making like a dedicated video on on a specific tank. So here we have the Type 71, a pretty broken tank, and I think we're gonna start some gameplay soon here. I don't think I waited in the garage for too long. Okay, there we go, queuing up, fixing the brightness and making sure everything was right. First game of the day, I think I played about a total of 6 battles, because, I don't want to, I'd say, make a video over 30 minutes, just because, what's the point? I could just stream at that point. But, again, I apologize here if the graphics in-game aren't the best. I usually play with low graphics, maybe medium. I'd say medium is a better word. And yeah, I just put like some decent graphics for the streams and all that stuff, but for my personal use and the graphics I use to play tournaments and pubs, like when I play by myself, are pretty medium to low graphics. They just feel smoother, and although it looks nice, the higher graphics on my device can definitely more than run it, and it's capable of it. I just like the low graphics. For me, it's always been a thing. Okay, so here we go. We are in Desert Sands, and yeah, I'm gonna start side scraping off this building here. This tank is really great at side scraping. I've pretty much come to have known. After this session, I've only, for a total, I've had 11 battles in the Type 71. So even in this, you'll see like I'm getting used to playing it. I mean, of course, I've been playing it in like tournaments, and practices and stuff like that, but it's just not the same in pubs because, positions in pubs and, tournaments are completely different. You're not going to run a Type 71 when you need, certain gun depression in some sides of the map and all that stuff. But yeah, enough with the chit chat. I'll take you what I'm going through in game, and yeah, so we got a really good kill on the 57 over aggressing there, and I'm actually going to go behind the mouse here. I see that they don't have the crazy support. I'm looking at my mini-map, I see a TD, I see the 1A3 spotted there, and I'm just going to push behind this mouse. I thought I had the snapshot there. I guess I just had to aim it in. Maybe my tank was a little too fast for the turret, I'm not sure, or that was just RNG. I'm just going to go ahead and say that was RNG. So we got the good kill on the Mouser as well. We're pretty much sweeping town. And this is the only thing I'd say I don't like about the Type 71, is the fact that, yeah, the traverse is pretty awesome, it's amazing. But it's just so much faster than your turret traverse, so you kind of have to play with it a bit. So we got another shot in the 1A3 here, and we keep advancing. See if we could farm out the rest of this game. There's not really too much damage to farm out. It's pretty much a clean sweep here. So I put an HE in the back of the Super Conqueror. And I mean, if you notice through my rambling earlier in the video, this tank is actually really good at side scraping. It has great mobility, amazing traverse, and that's what makes this tank pretty good. Like, you can say what you want about the Type 71's armor, but the best thing about this tank is the traverse on it, because the new Japanese tanks that got released, I think, an update or two ago, pretty much have this pick your poison type of deal with the equipment. So you either want 9 degrees of gun depression, which is really good, especially for a heavy tank, or you want insanely great traverse and decent top speed. So of course, mobility over gun depression, because I mean, it's just the obvious choice, especially with random matchmaking and random maps that you don't know you're gonna pretty much queue in. So the gun depression is only good on some maps. So like, let's say, imagine you had like gun depression on like Yamato Harbor here, and you wanted to play the heavy side on the right. It's just kind of not feasible, to be honest. So yeah, so I see, I'm seeing their lineup, and I see they're pretty, they have chances to do good stuff on both sides, because they have like heavyums on their side, and like in the concept 1B and whatnot. And they could also hold this side with a VK side scraping. So I mean, they don't have any TDs, so that's why I'm going to play this a little bit more aggressive than usual. And honestly, you'll see from this gameplay that I play my Type 71 pretty aggressive. I mean, not just because, I know how to, maneuver the tank and everything, but just because, it's just pretty much how I play. I don't really play like this on stream. I don't play like this, I don't know, usually like when people are watching, but since it's kind of like a recorded video, kind of more comfortable with, you know, this type of style. And yeah, I already see that the 752 started running away, so that just gave me a big indication to just keep pushing him. So we get a really good shot in the entry, we get a nice shot in the back there, and we're going to get another one. I do want to track him, but he somehow turns here, and I move forward not thinking that he's going to shoot again, but he does, but it's fine. He's pretty much going to be dead if I just pincer him through the right. But yeah, our teammate gets the kill, the 57, so here we are, just pushing the flank, pushing the spawn. I'm not afraid of their TDs. I also see the minimap. I see there's about 4 or 5 guys spawned on the left, so if there's anyone here in the TD side, I can pretty much clear them out. And how you want to play your Type 71 is pretty bold, because it's not like, let's say, an IS-7 or, you know, like an IS-4, pretty well armored tanks that just don't move or traverse as fast as this. Like this tank, you could pretty much almost, I want to say 80 to 90% guarantee a bounce at will, unlike an IS-7 or IS-4, because the traverse isn't as great. So here we pop in a couple good shots to the VK, and I kind of want to hold and clear the outside. That's always my mentality when I play the game. I always want to make sure that I'm not in the crossfire, but that I'm creating the crossfire. So I'm just trying to hold the outside. I'm trying to be annoying to the TP on my right and see if I can get behind them. But first I want some available shots since they're rushing our team. So that's why I kind of stop here in this middle side. And we're going to put a good shot here in this LT as he's running. And we're just going to back off. We're going to be really annoying. We do have 3 full health tanks left on our team, so it's going to be kind of a challenge for them to pretty much wind us down. But they all just have to rush us at once to pretty much win the game, you know, as fast as possible. So I don't have any more available shots, and what I'm going to do here is just be annoying to this 50 TP. Hopefully my mouse and Yag can hold, but as you see, the Yag decided to YOLO in, and not the best play. I would have decided to cover him, but I feel like it's just a better play to start shooting the heavy tank that's not as mobile, instead of like just trying to shoot mediums that can just run away from me at will on the left if I did decide to cover the Yag. And yeah, I'm just putting my last shots into the TP as it's going to be like a 1v6, and the game is pretty much lost. So at this point, I'm just putting out as much damage as I can before the game is over. But yeah, it's unfortunate because I was able to save my HP late game, and I think I made all the right movements. I mean, as you saw, I didn't take my finger off the joystick too much as I was going just completely up and up and up and, you know, rushing to their spawn and everything. It was just, our team just couldn't keep up with the tempo of the game, and, you know, unfortunately, the enemy team played it better. So, you know, yeah, they just completely rushed one side and cleared out most of our tanks and just kept pushing through. And I don't know if it's me, but I see a lot of that happening in pubs now. It used to be a little bit more campy. So I honestly, I mean, for farming, it isn't super ideal because, you know, you're the last guy alive most of the times, and, you know, you could barely farm out if you're like in a 1v6 or whatever. But I actually like it. I like the aggressive stuff. I like the aggressive style, the gameplay. It makes you think better. I mean, it just doesn't make you, you know, go through a lot of stalemates at times. So I like it. And if you set up in the right positions, you could even farm just as much. So yeah, speaking more on the Type 71, I say the only negative thing is the turret traverse. I can't really find any more faults than that, to be honest. It's pretty well armored. The tracks are insane. They're pretty heavily armored as well. Good spaced armor on the lower half of the side. And a really good strong turret. Of course, you only have 5 degrees, I believe, without the gun depression equipment, but man, the speed and the traverse just makes up for it. But here we are in Castilla, and they have 2 TDs, they have about 4 heavies, and they have 1 Sheridan. I do want to help my meds on the Castilla. If I'm in a mobile heavy, even though I don't have gun depression, I do like taking Castilla just because I just feel more comfortable. Let's say I play the left hill and like our guys just lose Castilla, I'm kind of in a predicament there. And I'm pretty stuck in one spot. Let's say I take Castilla, I'm contested, and I can just easily rotate out. You know, unlike if I would take, you know, windmill on the left-hand side of the map. I'd be pretty much stuck there the entire game. I'd be spotted up, their TDs would be preemed if I decide to rotate out. So yeah, here we are, we're going to take Castilla, see if we can counter spot their Sherry playing aggressively early on in the game. Our meds aren't playing as expected. They're playing a little too gun shy. I think they're in back of me, and you know, I'm watching my mini-map, I'm seeing everything, and of course I believe I'm going to look around soon. I honestly didn't think the 183 could get to the left-hand position as fast, so I made a naive poke there, and it definitely wasn't worth it to get a shot into the IS-7, but we got the shot in, and it doesn't matter. We're moving on to the we're moving on into the battle, onto the next part of the battle. So can't really think about that too much. I see the concept over aggressing. I do want to keep him proxy spotted for my team. You know, I see the TD, I see the light behind me on my back right, I see the heavy behind me just across the river, and there's, I believe, 2 guys playing hills. So I mean, I guess I'm going to be the Sparta this game. Not super ideal on a Type 71, but if I can do it for my team, I'll do it. We get a good shot in the concept as he's not paying attention. I was definitely weary of the 183. He doesn't have an angle on me, unless I, you know, show my entire turret like I did at the start of the game. So now the IS-4 gets some pretty clutch spots for me, and I'm going to play this position here, covering my right side. So if the Sheridan or the concept poke, they won't have clear shots on me. And I see the minimap, I see the light moving behind me. So I'll be safe if the Sheridan decides to poke through the bush behind. And I'm just double checking, and I see that the Sheridan is there, so it's going to give me more comfortability to just keep farming out this TP. And I'm unspotted as well. But even if I was, it'll be a really hard and tough shot for the 60 TP to pan across the map. So let's see if I can hit this blind shot here. I think I placed it right on the last time I shot, so yeah. We hit that there. I think this is where I make kind of a misplay here. I thought the Sheridan wasn't going to be as bold to, you know, pre-aim that, and I kind of wanted to play this position up aggressively, kind of hold downish on that TP that wasn't spotted, because maybe the IS-4 will get some spots in him. But then I just completely back out because I see the YAG is pretty much busy with our IS-4. Keeping him busy, I apologize. And yeah, so I'm just going to play this pretty aggressively because I noticed that we have a heavy tank on the low ground on A, and their Sheridan is pretty alone on top. I just want to spot it to see if the concept is there. And yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I do want some shots on this TP here. I'm not sure if I'm going to get them, but we can definitely try for them. I don't want to overextend because I think the Sheridan may be premium me or the concept, so I'm not going to go past this house. It's definitely tempting as I can probably get a shot off, but it won't be worth the pay. I'll probably be left at a one shot if I get double tapped or even killed. So the Sheridan has a lot of HP. I would have liked for him to maybe spot more on the right side, you know, with the bushes. So here I kind of want him to get out of my way, so I'm kind of sending him a signal to just please let me work this building and let me do my thing, and you can just go on the right. So I get a pretty decent shot there in the Sheridan and just backing off. And what I'm going to do now, I don't see the concept anywhere in front of me, so I am going to play towards the right of the Sheridan. I see the concept is on lower ground, so I want to bully the Sheridan off the higher ground, and I saw the 183 around mid, so I'm completely safe in doing this because the heavy on my right side is distracting the IS-7. So yeah, get a good shot in the concept here. Try to rush forward a bit, maybe make myself a little harder to pen, and mission succeeded. So we put another shot in this IS-7. I do want to keep my eyes on the Sheridan, and there he is trying to get shots on me. Again, I'm trying to get used to this tank as well, seeing if I can play with the gun depression here on this 183 as he decides to poke again. But again, Sheridan bounces. Again, I have a pretty strong turret as well, even if it's slightly angled. It's just insanely strong. So I see the 183 has no more clear shots on me, so I'm going to make a hard poke on this T-57. Got the pen there, and we're already sitting at 4k damage already, so a pretty solid game, even though I think I played way more passive than usual. That's how you play Castilla. You don't want to make any mistakes in terms of pokes because there's so many angles across for it. And there again, as you see, I'm kind of getting used to the tank with its gun depression and all, and I took a free shot in the 183 thinking I would trade, but I had no shot on him. 5 degrees is less than I would have thought, to be honest. So yeah, not a bad Castilla game, being the pinnacle of, you know, our team, being the spear, basically, the pinnacle of our offense. So yeah, 3 games down, 3 more to go, I think. Again, with the Type 71, you can definitely just have a field day with the cupolas, but it's not guaranteed 100%. It's like shooting the... What can I compare this cupola to? Definitely not an IS-4. IS-4 is a stronger cupola. Like an E5 cupola, you could say. Because you can auto-pen an E5 cupola, but it just depends on the angle. So if it's sticking straight forward, it's an easy pen. But yeah, I mean, you just bounce it half the time just because of RNG. So I would compare it to an E5 cupola. Easy to pen, but you're not going to get a guarantee. It's a little more, you know, I'd say taller than an E5 cupola, but I'd compare it as close to an E5 in terms of penning it. IS4 is just difficult, so yeah, we're here in Alpenstadt. I do want to play the far right. I do have my team with me going to the mid, and we're split to the left side, so I'm confident I can play this outside rather almost perfectly. I set up for the pre-aim too. I knew someone was going to cross, but I aimed that way too low. Reaction was there, aim was not. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much almost hold down here. I did want the 57 to poke up again, but he's playing that nice, and my job here is just to hold pretty much the right side of the map on my own, and see if our team can get some kills on the left side. I see, you know, they're playing pretty aggressive on that side, and I might get rushed, I may not, but my job right here, right now, especially knowing that I do have that speed speed equipment that I can easily get out of the situation if I wanted to. I just want to stay here and hold as long as possible. Make sure I'm not in the crossfire, and just to hold these guys at bay. So T95E6, he wants to get the jump on me, but I get the shot in here, and you know, seeing as I'm alone and our team is more stacked mid, I'm definitely easy to I'm easy for that 95E6 to get crossfire on me, so I want to completely deny him, and I rotate back out. As you see, the speed right here is insane. I do run speed boost on the tank, just because, I mean, it's interchangeable. Double repair speed is okay. So I make the play over here to deny the 95E6 to crossfire on my team and myself, and I completely deny it. And I see the 95E6 wants to push with the other one, kind of together, so I kind of get out of there. Again, the mobility, this is where it's useful. If I had the gun depression, I don't think I could deny that flank. I don't think I could rotate out, but I'm still going to get back into this fight. I'm just going to go behind the E100, so if they do want to push something, it will not be me, and my game, you know, is not going to be ruined. So I see 95E6 crossing under bridge, get a nice shot, I light him on fire, and there's the E100, gets the clear. I do want to put another shot here, but I don't know if I have it, and there's the IS4. I'm like, okay, I can pen him with heat. AP, not really, so back to heat. Pen the shot, 265, a bit of a low roll, but I'm not complaining. I would have complained if I bounced it, because, I mean, you saw that. Clear shot with heat. And, yeah, we're just going to continue to, again, win the outside. It doesn't really matter here, to be honest. The game's over, so I'm just going to try my best to get all my shots in before the game ends and make sure no one has insane shots on this guy, but he's making it a little bit difficult. Instead of using the house and just maybe farming me, he pretty much backs up to the red line and gets shot by everyone. But that's fine. I think we played that game well, shutting down the flank, denying the 95E6 access to our spawn and access to a deadly crossfire. And yeah, there we go. Not the best game. We had two guys that did more damage than me. But sometimes you're going to have those games in the Type 71. It's better to make those plays to win the game than actually, you know, jeopardize your team and go for damage. So, and I think that game wasn't even a damage type of game to begin with. So you're gonna just have games totally where you just don't do a lot of damage. Not even if you play the game perfectly, like you saw there. So yeah, I mean, another thing about the Type 71, it's huge, right? I see a lot of people using the Type 71 like a regular heavy tank, and especially, you know, when it gets down and dirty and, you know, you're fighting multiple tanks with your team, you need to use this tank as pretty much a riot shield, and to cover like your low HP tanks or tanks that aren't as heavily armored as you and that don't have that mobility. You're so huge, you can probably cover 2 to 3 tanks at once if they're trying to focus a tank like right next to you. This tank is amazing for HP sharing, and it's super annoying to the enemy team when you play this tank right and use it as just like an insane riot shield in like a brawl or when things get down and dirty in pubs. So here we are in... Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a brain fart. What map is this? Okay, Black Goldville. Okay, this map is Black Goldville. So here we are in Black Goldville, and I see the 113 playing a pretty aggressive position. I don't want to move behind them already at the start of the game because I see they have a YAG and 183, and that's, you know, the bush right in front of me behind him can pretty much cover him. So I want to get some spots here. So I see they're not all stacked in town, but there is about 1 or 2 in town. So I don't want to play this mid position too aggressively, and I'm just thinking about the best routes to get out of here. And yeah, I'm just going to use these shipment containers, I think, and instead of crossing forward where, you know, camping TD can hit me, I'm just going to use these containers to just rotate out and just get a safer option here. So I see there's a 2v2 on the right. I'm not sure if we're going to win it. 2 TDs against 2 heavies. That heavily favors the heavies, so I'm just going to play a little bit passive back here. And now once I get the spots on the TDs, now I can make these pokes. And now I can see how I can effectively use my brain and my tank in the game. So I see this 113, a little solo there. And I think I'm going to go down to him. I'll be safe from the 183. I know where he's playing. He got spotted there again for the second time. So as long as I keep my distance, I use these shipment containers, farm out this 113, maybe get a little 1v1 here going. I think I'll be fine. So I decided to take this 1v1. He destroys my only repair kit because I had to use it for my loader. But as you see, this tank, when you get annoying and up close and personal and use hard cover, you know, like shipment containers, town walls, etc., it's amazing. It's a very hard tank to pen up close and personal if you're not educated on the tank's armor profile. So again, I mean, he wants a side scrape, and I'm like, okay, let's side scrape. So I side scrape off that shipment container better than he did. And again, I'm just annoying. I go for the face hug, I back off when he backs off, I go again for the face hug, and yeah, we got the easy kill on him. So we are down, and I have decent HP, I just don't have a good gun. But I see the 183, he doesn't have a clear shot on me, but before he gets to a position where he does, I put in a shot on the U100, all RNG there, because I don't have, you know, a gun that can aim all the way or has the best dispersion, because it's a bit broken right now. The center B has a shot on me, but that's fine. I just want to get away from this mid position because I see the 2 guys won the 2v2 in town, and yeah, I just need to get out of this crossfire here. So once I'm able to do so, I will. I repair my gun at the right time here, and I aim in, and yeah, that goes, I don't know where, but that's fine. I pop in my adrenaline to get this shot in this Yag, and again, you need a lot of time in this tank. I wouldn't say too much, but you need some experience to work the speed of the hull and the turret in unison, so you won't miss easy shots like you saw on that Yag. I want to be careful here. I don't just want to put in a shot, because as you saw, I was adjusting the turret to the hull traverse, and yeah, I do want to kill this guy. If I kill this guy, I do have a better chance at winning the game because he's their mobility. And I took away their mobility, and now I am in a crossfire here, but I'd rather get shot by the 7.52 than a 183. So I will rush this mid. I'm going to try to get away from the 183 as much as possible. And I did forget to turn off chat. I usually don't have it on, so it's kind of annoying when you're trying to clutch a game and the chat just gets spammed. So yeah, I'll look forward to doing that in the future, or when I remember. Put a back shot here, get safe from the 183, get in a place where I can shoot the 7.52, kill him, get the max roll perk, and you know, I should have just kept going under, just looking back at this, instead of playing here mid and putting myself in a more stationary crossfire, but that's completely fine. I don't even think I could have won the game, just looking back at it. It's really difficult, especially the U100. I mean, he was punting shots at me at will, so I think he was decent enough to not let the game slip away, but I definitely would have had an easier time to potentially win the game if I did just continue forward instead of trying to go up through B. But I just did not know how close that 183 was. So a decent game there, but I would have liked to have won it. I just don't think the team was there to win the game, with the Kron doing one shot, and the list goes on. But yeah, claim my missions really quick and all that. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I mean, if I made myself clear, I don't really play with high graphics in the game, so again, sorry for that. It's mostly for like streams and all that stuff. But yeah, that's just my personal way of playing with the low graphics and the low settings. What haven't I covered? Let's see. I think I covered pretty much every strong point on this tank, and the only, I think, for myself, my personal reason, I'd say the only negative thing, like I said earlier, is just the turret traverse. It just doesn't match the insane hull traverse. But I think in a way it just makes it balance, and it makes it more, I'd say it just gives it a skill ceiling. Because some people aren't, you know, as reactive in the game as others, so they're going to mess up more than, you know, a pretty good to great player will in terms of timing it. So yeah, here we are in, man, I'm just getting so many brain farts when it comes to naming maps. Okay, this map is Vineyards. So yeah, I'm going to rush aggressively seeing as I have heavy support. And again, this is pretty much the style of play I think that people should adopt in this tank. You shouldn't be shy whatsoever. You should play this tank a little bit more boldly than usual, because I didn't say this before, but it is the best heavy tank in the game, so there's no reason to play it so far back, and especially if you have support as my team is here. I don't want to overextend though. I see that E75, I'll put in a shot, and I'll play to this building and see if he has any more heavies. And as you see here, he has a TP, and I'm going to use this building to side scrape. I put in a well-aimed shot there, but RNG says no, TP bottom hole. Kind of got ratioed there, so yeah, we're going to focus out this TP. Not only is he lower, he's a bigger threat, he's a higher tier tank as well, and he just has way better DPS. So we're going to put in a shot in the E75 as I don't want to expose myself just yet until the TP fires, and he did. So they put in one shot. I should finish him here, but I get a massive roll for 337 with AP. But I open up again, let the 57 kill him, and here I'm going to line up a shot on the E75. I was willing to take the kill shot there, but heck, they did me a favor and they got the kill, so I didn't have to waste a shot for like about 100 damage. But I was willing to be the team player and get that kill. Here we are with the IS-7. Again, you show them like one side a little too long, and then you quickly turn, and it's like they get so confused when you wiggle your tank. It's just, yeah, amazing armor profile. So I see the girl in the mid. I'm gonna pop in, not poop in. I'm gonna pop in a shot into that girl there, and I'm gonna hide my hole as I continue to get to their side. But I see the 50B crossing up, and I'm seeing if he's gonna potentially cross. So I'm gonna hold this angle here. But Sheridan wins town, I think, because our team is rotating away from it. So I can't play this position too confidently anymore, and the TP's going in. So I'm going to decide to go in with him and see if I can just go on the left of the grill and see if we can maybe pincer him, get some shots on anything peeking town. But yeah, I soon come to realize this crew was not running Spaliner, so I put in a shot there. And this 50B is going to be a little annoying, but he's going to play this really well. I shoot once, and I kind of rushed this shot, thinking the girl was going to stay there since, you know, he wasn't really running Spaliner, so I didn't think he was the best player. I didn't think he was going to back off from that shot. I thought I had like a easy shot, but I should have just stuck with it and aimed it better. Unfortunately I didn't, and I'm just going to go ahead and kill this girl, delete that threat of a cross round on my left, and we're going to go ahead and push this 50B because he has all the damage, and we're just going to try and form out as much as possible. And I think this is our final game, so yeah, let's end it off with a bang. So we're going to get some good HEs on this guy as he's focused with the TP, and there's our farm for the game. There is our farm. I think we're able to get another 5k game here, and playing ultra aggressive. I think the way this tank is intended to play. This tank is like, I'd say for this meta, this tank is the IS-4 of this meta, just with better mobility. Tank is designed to get focus first. Tank is designed to pretty much be the pinnacle of your offense, be the spearhead. And your shield at the same time, man. This tank is just a dual threat. You know, your mouse has your shield, and tanks like, you know, DPM are usually your sword like a 215B and whatnot, but this tank can do it all. It just doesn't have the gun depression, and the turret reverse isn't that great. And the DPM isn't that insane, but it's solid. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Type 71 for you, and hopefully you guys take out your Type 71 soon, and play it exactly like this. Not scared, but not overconfident, if you get what I mean. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Alright guys, so since I forgot to add this in, and for the people that do care, forgot to say that we did in total, 6 games, 66%, and 4,165 damage. So again, proving that the tank is pretty good and just overall a beast. But yeah, if you guys like the video, don't forget to drop a like and share. And thank you guys again. I will be gone for good this time. See ya.